It is now day 3 of your stretching for this week. We're going to begin in a tabletop position. So I have my wrists directly underneath my shoulder, and I've also got my knees stacked underneath my hips. From here, I'm going to think about picking up my tailbone, so lifting up my bum, lifting up my head, and the goal is to be thinking about reaching them up nice and high, up towards the ceiling. After I've held that there for a good couple of seconds, I'm then going to reverse that movement. And I'm now thinking of pulling my spine all the way up towards the ceiling, tailbone comes down and my head goes down in towards the floor. And you can just slowly start to move between those two movements, getting in a really good stretch for your spine. From that one, you're going to stay in that tabletop position and we're going to go for a thread the needle. So my right arm is going to go all the way through underneath. And my goal is to have my shoulder all the way down in towards the mat, and I can even relax my head on the floor. Imagine someone's pulling your hand all the way through. And after you've held it there for a good few seconds, bring it and take your right arm all the way up towards the ceiling, and I'm looking at my fingertips, trying to open up my chest. And again, we can work between those few movements, so all the way through, shoulder comes down, and opening up nice and wide, onto the other side. And I'm going to repeat it exactly the same with my left arm. So left arm comes through, left shoulder comes down. Again, actively thinking about reaching my arm all the way through. And again, left arm now comes out, up towards the ceiling, big long stretch. Okay, next one, we're going to come into a lunge position. I've got my knee in line with my ankle, trying my hardest to sit up nice and tall. I can even rest my hands on my knees if I want to. Now my goal is to push my hips down in towards the mat, and I should now feel it stretch all down my back leg. If that isn't enough of a stretch for you, start squeezing your right bum cheek and you'll feel it even more down that right hip. After you've held that one there, I'm now going to sit back. I'm now extending my left leg. My toes are flexing and going all the way up towards the ceiling. I can even give it an extra little pull if I want to. And I'm actively thinking about pushing my bum back. After we've done that, come back into that lunge position. I'm now going to rotate outwards. And I'm going to come into a nice side lunge position here. My goal now is to keep my knee out. Toes are flexed, pointing up towards the ceiling, and I should feel that stretch all the way down the back of my leg here. Again, try my hardest to sit back into it. I'm not leaning too far forward, but feel free to hold on to something to help you support that. We're going to do exactly the same movement, but shift over towards the other side. Try and stay nice and low, and just move over from the other side. So again, pushing my knee out, trying to keep my chest up, flexing my toes to feel it more. And if I even think about rotating my toes backwards, that helps me open up my hamstrings even further. From here, I'm going to repeat that lunge position, but now I'm on the other leg. So again, knee is in line with my ankle, trying to stand up nice and tall, and my goal is to push this hip down in towards the mat, squeezing my bum for a further stretch, rest my hands here, on the floor if I need to, and then finally change it now so your bum goes back, toes come up, nice long flat leg, and I'm actively thinking about sending my bum back behind me. Oh, day 3 done.